Hey everyone, so in today's video I kind of want to go over some simple sales techniques, or at least some simple sales insights and techniques later as to potentially why you may not be closing. Okay, so many times when we first start talking to a prospect, we have to kind of figure out what they want from us, right? I'm going to generalize here for insurance sales. If someone is calling you up or is asking you for more information, you have to be able to kind of determine whether or not this person is in a buying mode or in a just window shopping mode. And the best way to do this is to ask the question, or to give the statement of, well, as being you're coming to me as an expert, I can provide you with the answers to the questions that you need to make your decision. And then you can go further and say, I would like to help you enroll in the plan that's right for you if it meets your needs. And if they say no, then you know they're not a buyer. They're just shopping. They really have no urgency or no reason to buy today. And that's okay. You don't have to, not everybody has to buy an insurance policy every day. It's just the way that the world works, the way the game is played, so to speak. So that's the first thing. Figuring out if your client or your prospect is even in the ballpark, the stadium of buying, right? If they're not, don't waste anyone's time. Just tell them when you're ready to make a decision, or when you feel like you're ready to purchase and you want help making that decision, I'm here. The next step then is to find out what they need to know to make a decision. Because our job as a salesperson is to make sure that the person we are talking to is equipped with enough information to make a decision. Yes or no, right? If it's no, it's okay. But if it's yes, it's better. But either way, we want to make sure that they know what they're getting into and they have enough information to make this decision. Because if they don't have enough information and they make a decision, then one small little thing, they're going to leave or they're going to quit. And you don't want that. So how then do you find out what kind of, or how your prospect is going to make a decision? Well, the first thing you have to do is label them with a problem, right? What's your problem? I need to find a plan. I need to lose weight, right? I need to protect my income because my family depends on my earning potential to make money or to be safe, right? There's different types of ways to protect that, but that is a labeled problem that the client prospect themselves have labeled themselves with, and you have reinforced it by saying, I see that you are someone who requires that. Then you want to deal with the history, okay? Because you want to find out what kind of history this person has with all the prior life insurance things. They could have had, things that failed. And then you kind of want to ask, like, why they didn't finish it, right? Why did you get insurance last time? Oh, I didn't go through the underwriting. Okay, well, I can help you walk through the underwriting process. Then maybe we'll just go and take that down so that we make sure that you get underwritten so that your policy is issued this time instead of, falling through the cracks. And I want to make sure that that is done for you because that's important to you, because we need to make sure that your blank label is solved, right? We need to make sure that your problem is solved. The next thing is to figure out how they can get from point A to point B the fastest, right? So with speed, you lose certain things typically when it comes to insurance. Example, Medicare Advantage plans have no underwriting. You just simply need to have a Medicare card that is active Part A and Part B. You need to be a resident of said zip code that you're signing the plan, or county that the person is applying for, and they need to have a valid enrollment period, right? Super simple. A Medicare supplement, on the other hand, takes time because there is underwriting. So depending on the urgency and need of your client, you need to make sure that they understand the point from which they are enrolling to the point to which they get their desired outcome, which in this case would be enrollment into a plan. And that's going to influence whether or not they're going to choose one or the other. So that's kind of how you would first decide whether or not they're going to buy, then help them make this decision on what they're going to buy and how they're going to buy it. And then you have to kind of figure out from there what their values are. So we have to kind of go one step back and relabel them with certain problems, right? Certain things that they must have, right? The plan must have my doctors. The life insurance plan must cover $1 million. The life insurance plan must be under X amount of dollars per month. Usually price I don't like to talk about, but for me, when dealing with Medicare and dealing with life insurance, I talk primarily about how much you need, what's the bare minimum that you can afford, and how I'm going to tell you that the one that you want is going to cost way more than you can afford, because it anchors their thought process at a very high amount. But first, before you bring on the price, you have to say all the things you're going to do for them, right? You have to say what this plan offers. Life insurance, for example, is really hard to sell because it really only offers one thing. Simple to sell, but really difficult because there's no frills. They've changed that. The marketplace now has frills on these plans. You even have things that will give you discounts for being healthier, like working out and stuff, but I won't go into that in this video. But that's kind of how you need to figure out how to help your clients. And also this will help you figure out where in the buying process your client is. Fortunately though, for those of you on Medicare, or those of you who are Medicare agents, you know that there is a time every year where people will be looking to buy a Medicare plan. That's during the annual election period, which is coming up pretty soon, in about 2 weeks time, little more than 2 weeks, where people will be shopping for a new plan. So therefore you know that they are no longer in a non-buying opportunity, or a non-buying phase. They are in a decision-making phase. There is a set date that they have to make a decision to buy, and there are certain things that we all have access to as agents, and as an agent who is very meticulous and detail-oriented. I have the plans and the companies that I am willing to represent due to, you know, my research into the company, research into the kind of benefits available, and just generally how I conduct my business, right? So through my years of doing this, I kind of made decisions on who and where and what and how I represent these plans. So that part's taken care of for the client. They no longer need to shop for every single plan available that comes into them in the Medicare New Guidebook. They can just use you, and you can go and tell them which plans are, or which plans fit their needs. I like to kind of round this to, like, if you were to buy, let's say, a smart TV, right? Everyone buys TVs, but when you buy a TV, you really only have a few things to go by, unless you are like extremely versed in the realm of TV, right? HD 1440p by whatever that number is, 1080p, right? There's all these metrics that they use, and there's certain apps that you can put on your TV, and some TVs can put all the apps, some TVs don't work with other Bluetooth things, right? All these little small things that really no one knows about until it doesn't work, and you're like, what happened? I thought this TV, no. So what if I told you that in the Medicare world, or if you were my client, in the Medicare world, every single TV can put all the apps on. That's the services, right? Apps are like services. All the Medicare plans have to cover all the services and treatment plans covered by original Medicare. So we can knock that off. We don't have to worry about that when talking about these TVs or these plans, because they all cover it. It's all the same. Okay? Next, size of the TV. Now, what size of TV do you want? That's going to equate into basically how much money you want to pay, right? If the TV is big, you're going to need to pay more, right? TV is small, you're going to have to pay less. That's a premium, right? So, as someone who is searching for a Medicare plan, if you want the huge TV, the most expensive premium, well, then that's where we'll start shopping. We'll start shopping with all the big screen TVs, right? But then you can say, well, sir, ma'am, what if I was able to find you a large screen TV that's at a discount? So now we don't look at price, but let's say the large screen TV is the benefits. So the cost share is still a financial thing because it's still going to be more. It's still a metrically measured thing, right? Cost. It still has a dollar value. So what if I told you I could get you a big screen TV for a lower cost, the cost of a small screen TV? Would you still be interested in the big screen TV? Yes. Okay, now what we can say, if there are two plans offered by the same company that you represent because you believe in all these companies that you represent, then I can give them the lower premium plan, even though it's not as expensive, because remember, getting that big screen TV was more important than getting the big price, right? Paying more. So let's find out if we can maximize those benefits based on the premium. So we kind of dissolved, I guess, the cost share and premium difference and just build it into this person likes or agrees with you and liking value. So now you can put the value there. Then you can tell them, okay, what if I told you that this new TV that we're gonna buy, and I'm helping you buy, right, does not have Disney Plus. I know I told you all the plans have all the apps, but what if it did not have Disney Plus and that's all you cared about, Disney Plus? Would you still be interested in this TV if all you watch is Disney Plus? And then, well, man, that's ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't want to buy this TV. Okay, so now think about your doctor. Your doctor and your hospitals. They're two little bit different things. But we'll handle the doctor one first. So what if I told you that this plan, it's a big screen TV at a small screen TV price. It covers all the services that Medicare covers, but your doctor doesn't accept the plan. Would you still want this big screen TV for the low cost, even though it doesn't have Disney Plus? It will never be able to get Disney Plus. Disney Plus hates this TV. What's your answer? Probably gonna say no. I don't want that. Get me the big screen TV at the big screen TV price. I want my doctor in the network. Okay, that's great. Now, what about network type? Because I only do PPOs, I don't touch HMOs. So we're all in PPO land, if you guys are wondering why everyone gets all the apps. And if your PCP is not in your plan, doesn't accept the plan terms, it's going to be really difficult, even though it's a PPO, for the member to manage to be able to manage their care. So I don't even go into like, oh yeah, PPO works everywhere. I don't even go to that because it's just too much of a headache. PPO, yeah, you can use it anywhere, but really, can you? I mean, honestly, can you? It takes a little more legwork. A lot of these people don't want to deal with issues. Okay, back to our scenario. Hospitals and overall physician network robustness, so to speak. How many doctors they have, where the hospitals are located. Okay, so say, okay, we got the TV now, but we're now going to talk about the network robustness. So would you be happy if this big TV you got, anytime you wanted to watch it, you had to watch it in the living room of your mother-in-law's house? Okay, because hospitals, not all hospitals are in the network. And the hospitals, right, are where you get your major services. Hospitalization, a lot of times treatments, very important treatments. Are you willing to drive away to the nearest in-network hospital to receive those services could be 2-3 times a day. Could be so far away that other members of your family will have to make a day trip just to see you in the hospital. Is that the kind of choice you want, or do you want hospitals that are relatively close? And if so, or if not, are you willing to make changes? Right? Let's say we find a plan that's the TV is not in your mother-in-law's living room, but in your living room, right? Which one would you like better? Oh, probably in my own living room. Okay, so now, but we have to pay a little bit more for that TV, because the TV we want, the stand, doesn't fit in our living room. So we have to pay a little bit more for that. Is that okay? Okay. Well, now we got the hospital. That's really important. Okay, so then I can say, well, if I'm hearing you want a large screen TV, and you're not so bad on the price, so long as you can get what you want, which is a network, which is your doctor. You also are willing to pay a little bit more so that your doctors are all in the network and that your hospitals are close by, right? Okay. So now you can go through the plans. You can filter through the plans by using the physician network and hospitalization or hospital network nearby, right? You can filter for all of that. So we got the metrics all covered, right? The measurable things that we can plug into the plan database to provide our client with an objective yet fully customized plan recommendation. And then you can talk about the benefits of $5 copay, 0 copay, because in the grander scheme of things, if someone loses an HDMI cable, right, it's like $12 on Amazon, are they really going to fret about it? Like, are they really going to want to disenroll from their plan because of that? Probably not. Right? Are they going to return the TV because the HDMI cable like broke after like 2 or 3 months? Probably not. After a while, they don't even think about it. It is up to you, though, to make sure that you convey those kinds of minuscule details. Because by that point, you probably have maybe at most 5 plans that meet all those criteria and that you feel confident in enrolling your client in. Right? So that is the entire kind of thought process that I go through when I talk to my clients on figuring out whether or not, or what their Medicare plan choice should be. Medicare Part C, that is. I know, it's simple. Very simple, but very effective. And I feel that if all you folks watching kind of take that process and make it your own, add some things, take out some things, you know, I think you guys will have a great AEP and have a great 2023. We'll see you guys in the next video.